Welcome to your Aligned as Fuck Life podcast, hosted by your girl, Shalvika. I am a life transformation coach, a wife, a cat mom, pure generator, Enneagram 3, Pisces sign, and helping you build an aligned as fuck life is my jam. Out in this world, we believe that there are no set rules for building a life, career, and business. That we are all unique and we should be able to embrace our uniqueness in everything we do while shedding all the rules or bullshit rules one at a time. We will talk all things mindset, manifestation, healing, energetics, rituals, success, and so much more. I believe that I can have it all and you can too. Ready for an episode that will take you one step closer to your aligned as fuck life? Let's get started. Hello and welcome to episode 20 of your Aligned as Fuck Life with Shalvika. Today's episode is about the ways you are blocking your manifestation. And honestly, lately, manifestation has been such a big, massive part of most of my conversations with my clients and my friends and people that I have been meeting, that I decided that today I want to actually dive into it on this podcast and kind of walk you through what I believe are the ways in which we all love to block our manifestations. One of the most important thing that a lot of these manifestation gurus, manifestation teachers will talk to you about is release the how. And honestly, for the longest time, I struggled with it. Like everyone was like, decide on your what, but release the how. Decide on your what, but release the how. For those of you listening the audio, I was just clapping my hands, so that was that weird sound. But yeah, so I had no idea what that really meant, right? Like when someone says release the how, what the fuck does that even mean? What am I supposed to do, like releasing the how? So I actually, in a very twisted way, I used to think that releasing the how means I just decide what I want and then I just like sit and wait for my manifestation to come to me. And I was like, well, how is that going to happen? How is my manifestation going to come true? How is anything going to show up in my life if I don't have a how, right? But here's the thing. Okay, now we're going to go back to how all of us are conditioned, like what is one of the biggest conditionings that all of us have, that starts in our schools, it continues in our colleges, it is magnified if you join the corporate world, is this focus on planning. Like we are so obsessed with asking, oh, so what's your plan? Oh, that's what you want to do. Like, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor, you want to become an artist. What's your plan? I get that question so many times. I used to get that question so many times. Now I'm like in the middle of my business. But, oh, you're quitting your job. So what's your plan? What are you going to do? How are you going to make the money, make the moolah in your life, right? How is it going to be? And that is where you, me, all of us, right? Every one of us is blocking our manifestations from showing up. And I'm going to actually give you an example, like a very personal example that happened to me a few months ago. And till then, I was still like toying with this idea of releasing the how, but that was like my biggest aha moment when I'm like, oh, that is what they meant, right? So it was March of 2022. My husband and I, we went on a vacation to this beautiful ex-French colony down in the south of India called Pondicherry. And for my birthday, so my birthday was on 19th of March, and we usually always take vacations around our birthdays and anniversaries, but then, you know, this was like a trip after a couple of years because, well, COVID, and we were like really excited. And that was also when I was launching my mastermind, Aligned as Fuck Mastermind, which is basically aimed at helping people get clarity in their life, helping people build aligned as fuck lives, careers, and businesses. It's for anyone who feels that they are not in the place that they're supposed to be, but have no idea how to get to the place that they want to get to, right? And I was going to start this batch, this particular cohort of Aligned as Fuck Mastermind on 20th of March. 19th March is my birthday, and I had decided before I even launched that I want to have 5 people in this cohort, in this group of mastermind, right? And before we left for Pondicherry, if I remember correctly, 2 people had confirmed, and we landed in Pondicherry, and another 2 people kind of confirmed by, I think, about 17th of March. We were going to start on 20th, and I was having a conversation with my husband, and I was like, I want to have 5 people in the mastermind. His reaction, of course, like his question, like so many of us are trained to, and honestly, I also do this. I am starting to catch myself when I do this, but it is so programmed in all of us that his first reaction was, oh, so how are you going to get that spot filled, right? Like you have 4 out of 5 spots filled. How are you going to get your 5th spot filled? And I was on my first birthday vacation since 2019. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to chill. I know that it's going to happen. I know that there's this cohort is supposed to be 5 people. This is something that I know. This is something that I have been energetically getting behind all of this time, like all throughout the launch. And I'm going to be confident, and I'm going to continue to enjoy my vacation. I'm not going to do anything out of the blue for this slot. And you never know. These were my exact words. I was like, and you never know. I might actually meet someone while I'm in Pondicherry. Right? And a little thing that you need to know about my husband and me is that whenever we travel, we love staying in hostels and Airbnbs or local villas and homes. Honestly, because I mean, a hotel experience is the same everywhere, and you get to kind of experience the local people and the flavor and get to meet new people, la-di-da-di-da. Okay, let me not go on this tangent. But we were at an Airbnb, and this particular Airbnb, oh my God, it was so beautiful, guys. But they had 2 separate guest rooms. Like they had 2 areas where 2 different separate guests could stay, and the guests basically kind of shared the kitchen and washing machine and the living room area and stuff like that. So while we were there was this girl in the other room, in the second room at the Airbnb, and we just got to talking, and they found out that it's my birthday, and she's like, oh, let's go out for coffee. Like, I would love to take you out for coffee because it's your birthday. So this is 19th of March, right? And this is like maybe around evening-ish, like 5 p.m. 19th of March. We're going to start on 20th March, and we go out for coffee, and we're talking about like, what do you do? What do I do? This, that. And she's like, oh, I need help with clarity. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I want to go abroad and I want to study something, but I'm so confused what I would really want to study, and I'm confused what my next steps need to be, and how can I work with you? Are there any ways of working with you? And I'm like, in fact, I am starting a cohort tomorrow. Like, tomorrow morning is when my mastermind starts. And she signed up, right? And I know this just sounds like a one-off thing that could happen to someone, because I have always thought, whenever I've heard other people's stories like this, I have been like, oh, that was a fluke. That was just a fucking coincidence. Like, this is not going to happen to everyone all the time. However, what I did not do when I held faith that, you know what, I'm going to release the how. I don't care how this person comes to me. I just know that this person is going to come to me, right? I did not stick to the traditional quote unquote marketing plans to book that slot, right? If I had decided to go that way, I probably would have taken most of my birthday, gone through the list of people that I had interviewed for that particular cohort. I would have probably followed up with them. I would have sent an email to my mailing list. I would have put up like 3 different posts on Instagram. I would have maybe released a podcast episode about it. So basically, I would have done everything that I'm supposed to do, like everything that the world tells you that you want to make a sale, this is what you've got to do. You have to nurture your leads. You have to connect with your leads. You have to follow up. You need to do this, that, la-di-da-di-da. You've got to show up all the fucking time. If I had done that, when this particular person asked me out for coffee, I probably would have been too busy marketing that spot for that spot, right? And if I spent my whole birthday kind of working on my marketing, evening I would have been like, no, you know what? I want to spend time with my husband, because now that we are here, I want to spend time with my husband. But instead of that, I spent all the morning with my husband, going through Oroville and to these beautiful places. Anyway, and I had that time, I had that bandwidth and space where I was like, okay, I would love to go out for coffee with you. So if I had stuck to the plan, to how I'm supposed to be doing things, I would have missed out on this person who I had just met, who randomly just decided on the spur of the moment that they want to join my mastermind, right? And that is what I mean by release the how. Because, so say you want like $100 tonight, right? Or like 1,000 rupees tonight, or whatever X amount of money tonight, by tonight. There's a million ways that can happen, right? You might just get it gifted, like someone might just send you money and be like, oh, here's a gift. Or you might just sign a new client, or you might just find money while walking down the street, or you might just like be going through some of your old jeans that you want to throw away and you dig into the pocket and you find money. There are millions of ways in which your desire can come true. But when you restrict yourself in, this is exactly how I want my desire to come through, the only way I'm going to get that extra money is by getting a raise at work. If you block yourself that way, you block your brain to actually go out and look for opportunities that do not match with the conditions that you have given. You are going to be so busy on getting that hike, doing everything that you can possibly do in order to ensure that you get that hike. Your brain would probably not have even looked up on the street while walking, because there was $100 bill lying right there, right? So releasing the how does not mean you don't take action. Releasing the how means you take action in a way that feels right for you. All of our bodies, all of our gut instinct, intuition, whatever it is that you want to call it, is bang on for us at that moment. Our instinct never lies. Your gut will always tell you the truth, especially if you're someone who follows human design. If you want to know more about human design, go to the earlier episode 19, where we talked about the basics of human design. But if you are a sacral being in human design, then your gut is the most important thing that you need to listen to, which is the case for me. And I'm going to dive into what if you had different authorities in a future podcast. But taking action that feels right for you, and not just taking action because you are supposed to be doing something, not just taking action because this is the only way that I want my things to turn out in my favor, right? That is what blocks so many of our manifestations. So here is a question that I want to ask you right now. Think of a desire that you have been working towards manifesting in this past month. Think about it, bring it to the forefront to your head, like of your head, and I want you to actually close your eyes and kind of dive into that feeling of wanting that thing, right? Like, say it is money, I want you to dive into the feeling of wanting that thing. If it is love, I want you to dive into the feeling of wanting that thing, that I want love, I want love, I want love from a friend, from a partner, from whatever it is that it looks like. What conditions am I putting on it? How am I restricting myself that this is the only way that I will take this money? This is the only way that I will accept love in my life. This is the only way that I will have my body look the way that I want it. Whatever it is, whatever your desire is, right? I want you to bring that, become conscious of that. And then I want you to write that down on a piece of paper, right? Like that condition that you have. Look at it, like read it a few times, and then ask yourself, is this the only way for my desire to come true? And if not, I want you to let it go. I want you to decide then and there that, you know what, I'm going to be open for more opportunities than this. I am going to be willing to accept any one of the millions of ways in which the universe, God, higher power, whatever it is that you believe in, is going to fulfill my desire and bring me this thing that I want to manifest, right? And honestly, the first thing that will happen is you will feel so light because you've lifted that burden off. This is how I'm supposed to be doing it. Why is it not working? Because this is what they said that I need to be doing. You're going to release yourself from that. And secondly, you are going to become so open to receiving everything that the universe wants to send your way that your manifestation will easily find its way to you. This is what I had to share with you. Honestly, think about it. I would love it if you have any thoughts that you want to dive deeper into it. You can find me on Instagram at Shalvika P. I am on Instagram most days of the week, and I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have been loving my podcast, I would really be grateful if you could leave a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify or whatever listening service that you are using to listen to this podcast. I would be eternally grateful. And it will also help people like you who are looking for answers find their way to me. Also, since I talked about the Aligned as Fuck Mastermind in this podcast episode, I am also going to leave a link to apply in my show notes. This is one of the most beautiful things that I have created, and I would love to invite you to apply and have a conversation with me. Until next time, I'm going to talk to you soon. Ciao. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming. And if you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up some extra inspiration and send me a hello on Instagram by searching at Shalvika P. Also tagged in the show notes. I love and adore you so much, and I will talk to you super soon. In the meantime, continue building your most authentic and aligned as fuck life. Ciao!